What is going on, y'all? It's your man Mike Titan, the gaming savant, here with my co-host Bryan, and today we will be recapping Game 3 of the NBA Finals between the Golden State Warriors and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cleveland at home, first game at home in the finals, first win for them at home in the finals, I believe, in the history of their franchise. They pull it out 96-91, stave off a late comeback by the Golden State Warriors, who were just points. I'm talking about points and seconds within of tying the game or taking the lead. But at the end, LeBron James and Deladova just kept inching the Cavaliers forward for the win. Bryan, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. We need to make this quick because I want to make sure I catch Steve Kerr before he gets home, because I think I could do better than Harrison Barnes did tonight, going 0 for 8. So this might be my last game because I think I got a good shot in playing a game 4.
Yeah. Needless to say, Harrison Barnes and a couple of other people did not show up for the Golden State Warriors tonight. Pretty much an overall synopsis of the game. The first half was pretty much back and forth. Cleveland was steadily keeping the lead. It was a low-scoring first half. I believe they only scored, 51-47 at halftime or something along those lines. Cleveland's defense was just sweltering the Warriors. Deladova, again, was playing great defense on Curry. LeBron James was going off and doing his thing. Where things got interesting was probably last couple of minutes of third quarter going into the fourth quarter. Cleveland had built up a 17-point lead going into the fourth quarter, and then for some reason the Golden State Warriors just reminded themselves that they are the Golden State Warriors, the highest scoring team offense in the NBA this year, and just started going off, cutting the lead down to 1 point, I believe. And then things started getting interesting in the last couple of minutes of the fourth quarter, where you had the Cavaliers just go cold. I believe at one point it was like a 21-7 run or something like that. What did you think of the fourth quarter of this game?
The Cavs just went ice cold, and the like you said, the Golden State Warriors came back and started playing their game, and they made a great adjustment of getting David Lee in the game on LeBron James and started mixing up the coverage on LeBron, and they just start hitting their threes that they normally hit, and getting back in rhythm on offense and just playing a lot more passion. I felt like too, they were just a lot more aggressive and going to the hole more, which they just normally don't do for some reason, because there were a lot of open shots and they took advantage of that.
Yeah, because for some reason it looked like kind of when the Cavaliers were going on that run the third quarter, I'm not going to say that the Warriors quit, but you could tell by the body language they looked a little rattled, like, they were just letting all the frustrations get to them. After every shot or every dead ball, you would see Steph Curry just throw his hands down and just, shake his head. Matter of fact, at the end of the game, you just saw him shaking his head straight into the locker room after they lost the game. Excuse me. But yeah, the Cavaliers pretty much put it on them in the third quarter. Now, the same thing happened to the Cavs last game, where they had, I think it was like 13 point lead with like 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and they let the Golden State Warriors come back, and in overtime is when they beat them. Me personally, I like what the Cavs are doing. They're playing really good defense. LeBron James, of course, is being LeBron James with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love out. He's pretty much putting up numbers, 40 points, 12 rebounds, and 8 assists tonight. So almost another triple-double. But you can't keep letting the Golden State Warriors inch their way back in when you have sizable amount of leads. Now, remind you, LeBron James is probably the only person on that team, the only person playing, I would say, that on that team that has a vast playoff experience. I mean, of course, you have Sean Marion and Mike Miller. Of course, Marion with the Mavericks, Miller with his stint with LeBron in with the Miami Heat in the finals the past couple of years. But they don't see the floor that much. So you have J.R. Smith out there. I think Amon Shumpert had a costly late turnover that gave Golden State some points. Deladova, even though he's playing literally like this is going to be his last day on earth, the man's playing with a lot of heart and grit. LeBron James is pretty much the only one on that team who has any really extensive playoff experience, and it showed with them giving up that lead in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I agree. They just seem to be very shaky when they get a lead and almost playing not to lose instead of playing to win. Mm-hmm. And the Warriors really do push the pedal to the metal in the fourth quarter. I don't know why the first 3 quarters tonight they couldn't do that, because they didn't know what a shot was to make out there, because they shot 34 threes, which is just not going to get it done. I'm sorry. No, you're going to have to, get it inside. No matter how good of a team you are shooting, You know, shooting from 5 feet is always going to be more likely to go in than shooting from 22 feet.
Yeah, unless your name is Steph Curry, because some of those threes he made in the fourth quarter were just...
in the fourth quarter, got to test him and see if he's human.
Yeah, I mean, when he came off of that, what was it? It seemed like 7 people set a screen for him to hit that three, and then he hit that three in the corner. Like, you know, just coming off that other screen is just like, I honestly think that he could literally make a shot anywhere on the court with the way that he's just shooting right now. But once again, he had a very slow first 3 quarters. Dellavedova was just playing amazing defense on him. Also on offense, the pick and roll with LeBron, Dellavedova, J.R. Smith, they were getting that going. Although when the Cavaliers started to give up the lead, I did notice that when they were doing the pick and roll, that LeBron wasn't driving. They would switch. So say if LeBron and Dellavedova would do a pick and roll and Curry would switch on LeBron, he would front him, then run back to Dellavedova, which kind of gave LeBron like a little crease because his man still had to come around Curry and Dellavedova, and he would just dribble and stop and then pick up his dribble. So I think that kind of attested to why they kind of gave up the lead a little bit. LeBron wasn't driving to the hole and up. I'm not sure if he didn't feel like he was getting the right calls or getting called for fouls. And then also on that one time when he dribbled down the court, pretty much dribbled the whole clock out and then shot a fadeaway that hit the side of the backboard, and the Warriors went off on the fast break on offense.
Yeah, he's got to try to get a foul called on that play. That play almost cost them the game because if you're somebody like LeBron, you have no business hitting the side of the backboard as athletic as he is. And like I said, this is another game where the Cavs almost gave it up. And also, the Warriors have not played in their pace yet. I don't know what it is, what's happened, but the Cavaliers have set the tone all 3 games so far. The Warriors are going to eventually have to set the tone from the start and stop coming back from these, huge deficits.
Yes, exactly. The Warriors are going to have to, throw the first punch, if you will, in the first couple of quarters, get their style of offense going, get their style of defense going, and let them dictate the game, not the Cavaliers' defense and forcing them into bad shots. Now, both you and me can agree that we think the surprise of this game was David Lee. The man was coming off an injury. He played very sparsely in last series against the Rockets. I don't think he played in the first 2 series at all. I believe he had, 11 points, 4 rebounds, in 13 minutes. Went 4-4 from the field, but want to say he went 5-4 from the free throw line. And then when he was D'ing up LeBron very well, he gets subbed out for Festus Ezeli. Now, I want to know what your take is on this as Steve Kerr employed this coaching substitution, so crucial part in the game.
I don't know if you were like me and were like, does he want to get fired? Because that's what I thought. When I saw that, obviously, I was like, he wants to get fired. Because if you saw what happened after that a streak down the lane, alley-oop from Dellavedova to LeBron James, where David Lee would have been on him instead of Klay Thompson. You can't blame Klay Thompson. He is not going to be able to get as high as LeBron on that play. But David Lee is a lot bigger than Klay Thompson and would have been on him, and that would have not happened. And if you look at the game, that was a crucial 2 points right there at that point. And then after that, Steve Kerr puts David Lee back in the game. And I mean, I don't know. I want your opinion on this because I just couldn't believe it. David Lee is saving the game.
Only thing I could think of is maybe he thought he was tired. Maybe he played him more than his, elongated 5-minute stint that he's supposed to be in the game at times. I mean, I don't know. I'm
pretty sure David Lee wasn't tired of the NBA Finals.
Exactly. It's the NBA Finals. You're not, even if you are tired, you just be like, I'm fine, coach. Let me just, I'll just loaf it on offense or defense for a little bit. But yeah, I do find that odd that, David Lee was pretty much out there, getting rebounds, playing defense, making
great
free
passes.
throws. Yeah, and we all forget that he's a great passer. We all remember his heyday when he was first with the Knicks, younger in his career, and he was an all-star, I believe. He got traded to Golden State, had a first great couple of years, and then his last couple of years has been riddled by injuries. But yeah, he was showing.
This is not some kind of grit guy. This is a very good player.
Yeah, it's a very good all-around player. He's not, the flashy type of person that's going to dunk on you or, going to do a windmill dunk, but, he'll get you rebounds. He's an excellent passer out of the post. I think that's one of the most underrated things that people forget about him, that he did average a good 4 to 5 assists when he was in his prime and playing very well. It's interesting to see how they're going to use him moving forward. I think before we started the video, you and me both talked that he should get, I don't think he should start over him, but he should get a little more playing time than Draymond Green, because like you said before, Draymond Green is literally every time I see him drive to the basket or get fouled, he's looking for a call. And I'm like, I understand you may have gotten fouled, but
keep your composure.
Exactly. Like, you can't sit there and, there's already, you already have a reputation of being a very, what's the word I'm looking for? Outburst person, not necessarily in a bad way, because I don't think he does it in a negative way. He's just very passionate about the game. But I mean, it will take a referee who, no second, like, you may just argue a call, you may just throw your hands up, go back on defense. He could easily call a tech on you, like, just like that. I've seen that
and as close
before.
as these games are, they can't afford that. And also, him being on LeBron knows these things about him. It's a different player when you're playing against LeBron versus a J.R. Smith.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, as much as physical talent that we give LeBron, he's also a very good mental player too. Most people compare him to, like you said, a Magic Johnson. Michael Jordan rolled in one. So like that, still, when they ran that inbounds play, that's film work. That's knowing what they're going to do in that situation, waiting for the perfect time. And he just intercepted it like he was, Darrell Revis or Richard Sherman out there. I don't know if I was watching LeBron James or what's that corner's name for the Browns? I can't think
Joe
of it.
Hayden.
Yeah, I don't know if I was watching LeBron James or Joe Hayden out there. So that was a very good play by him. But that just goes to show that, physicality and the mental preparation can work when you both combine those together.
Yeah, I agree. That's something that we had talked about in a preview of this series, that, Draymond Green's got to keep his head, because, you're not going to get LeBron. And as you see, David Lee is a lot more composed and really honed in on LeBron. And I think that if they had played David Lee a few more minutes, they might have won this game, because he is just a lot more savvy and just have more experience in bigger games. And Draymond Green is out there trying to do too much, trying to be the offensive leader and, throwing up YOLO threes and all that. He needs to just play his game, which is a defensive stopper.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think there's any situation where you need Draymond Green bring the ball up the floor on offense. I mean,
And tonight he was definitely trying to do that. I mean, he must have been like, Galloway, I got this. ISO Draymond.
Yeah, exactly. So, like I said, it'll be interesting to see how they implement David Lee more in the next couple of games, to see if they'll play him more. Maybe, I don't think they'll start him, but you never know. There may be a wild dark horse thing happen where they start David Lee just to see how he does on LeBron. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they go forward with this series. Now, even though the Cavaliers are ahead 2-1, I still don't feel, like they're winning these games, but I don't feel like they're winning these games decisively. And you could tell with LeBron after the game, the game was over, he just, sat there with the ball on the ground for a second, just, relieved that the game was over. So you could tell it was very stressful and draining for him. Now, I think if the Warriors can get their act together on offense, if they can, start running a regular offense and not just depend on Curry and Klay Thompson threes all the time. Like, I understand that you have arguably probably the best two shooters in the league, but you need to make the Cleveland Cavaliers fear you scoring inside first. That's how you open up threes. Prime example, what the Houston Rockets did in the playoffs, and with Dwight Howard and what he used to do in Orlando. Like, Dwight Howard was literally one center surrounded by three 3-point shooters, and also Rashard Lewis, a 3-point shooting 4/5 small forward. You need to make them fear scoring inside. So I don't know if that's going to be Green, Bogut, Lee, whatever big man, or Iguodala maybe matched up on a smaller defender, but they need to fear you scoring inside, and that's how you get open threes. Whenever they crash down to double team the person that they can't stop down low, and you move the ball around. I feel like that's going to be a key to see if they can implement that in their game plan for game 4.
Yeah, I agree with you about that, because, they seem to be almost a little bit arrogant and cocky about their three-point shooting, to the point where they are really almost destroying themselves from inside out.
Yes.
They just seem to just stop the 3-point line and just say, oh, well, we'll just throw this three up. They don't seem to be careful with their possessions or anything. Just to almost want to make it difficult on themselves, and they got to understand that there's not many games left. They can't have another game They cannot have another game like this where they go out in the first half and just score 35 to 40 points and expect to win, because they have to now be very disciplined with their shots and not just go out there and say, oh, well, we missed those last 5. Well, we'll come back. They can't do that anymore.
Exactly, because what you also don't remember, what people also don't see is that, you know, if you're shooting a 3 and you miss and there's a long rebound and the other team gets it, that's a head start for them on fast break. Like that's kind of like, you know, basketball 1-on-1. Like, you know, you shoot a 3 or you shoot a jump shot, you get a long rebound, maybe you catch it in between the free throw line, the 3-point line. You know, you get LeBron James catching that rebound, he's gonna, you know, just take off and just that. Matter of fact, I think that's how that alley-oop from Dellavedova started, from a missed 3-point opportunity. And speaking of Dellavedova, this man, when he made that one shot where Curry just draped all over him, just banking it off the backboard and one,
gotta give him credit.
Yeah, you have to give him credit. He is, you know, I think he's a very gritty player. I kind of don't necessarily see him as a traditional point guard. I kind of see him more as like a 2 guard in a point guard's body. Because he's not, I don't really think he's much of a facilitator. Whenever LeBron's on the floor, he's going to be the facilitator, and Dellavedova will just, you know, but he just, you know, diving on the floor for that loose ball when LeBron pretty much just, you know, soccer, I forget, what's it called? Soccer slide tackled Curry when he was dribbling the ball.
He did, and they didn't call nothing.
I was like, that's not,
I mean,
that's not gonna be a foul. Like, he literally slid into him. I was like, okay, all right.
You know, I guess almost like WWE refs.
Yeah,
what happened?
And then you know, him getting that ball out of bounds when Klay Thompson tried to force a turnover and run into that poor couple. I hope they got compensated for that or something. You just had a full
because they got a full live in action tackle right there.
Well, you had that.
They got hit by him or. No, go ahead.
No, I was saying you had that couple, and then you had that. I don't know if that was one of the ushers at the game or that dude sitting in that suit that, you know, Dellavedova tried to save that ball and just pretty much, you know, air tackled him too. So I don't know. Dellavedova may want to watch out.
Medical bills coming their way. The Cavs might, they might incur the medical bills.
Yeah, you know, I don't know. Dellavedova may want to, you know, chill out, dive into the crowd. He may get a lawsuit against him one of these games.
Yeah, I don't think his paycheck is big as LeBron to take on something like that. So he might want to, you know. Be a little safer.
Yeah, you know, just only dive on the court, not outside the court. But
yeah, because I'm pretty sure people in those front row seats got a little bit of money themselves.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, they got they can find the lawyers. Like they can find the lawyers if they want to.
Yeah. They won't need the Texas Hammer. They'll get a real lawyer.
Yeah, exactly. But like I said, I do think the Warriors still have a very good chance of coming back and winning this series. I just feel like they need to play a complete game. Not start off slow in the first quarter, score more down low, score more mid-range, not just depend on threes, because like you said, shooting 34 threes for a game, I understand that you're the, you know, probably the top 3-point shooting team in the league, but, you know, I'm probably sure most of those threes were either contested or just, you know, very bad spots in the court to shoot. But like I said, the Cavaliers are playing amazing defense. You know, for some reason, they just have lapses when it comes to late in the games or fourth quarters after giving up big leads. But it'll be interesting to see in game 4 how the game starts out, and if we're going to have another close, you know, game like this, which is very good in my opinion, or if we're going to have a blowout by either team. How do you think the series is going to go going forward?
I honestly, now I've changed my mind. I think it's going to go close. Each game is going to be close because it doesn't seem that the Warriors are interested in changing their game. I just don't see it. They don't seem to want to take the start of the game just as serious as the end of the game. Because if they would set the pace, then they would be so much, I think, further ahead in the game at the end of the games that could manage the game a lot more. But I just think that the Cavaliers have set a pace in this series that the Warriors are going to follow that, because the way Steph Curry and Klay Thompson are playing, they're not playing with a lot of just deliberate, you know, aggression and passion to start games.
Yeah, they're just starting. Oh no, go ahead, man.
No, go ahead. No, and I want to say, you know, Draymond Green is that he is trying so much on offense. This is not his series be trying so much to be an offensive, you know, fire starter or anything of that nature. And I think it takes away from his, you know, focus on defense.
Yeah. This is definitely a series that they're going to need him more the defensive end than the offensive end. You know, the Warriors have pretty a lot of firepower on offense, so I'm probably sure they don't need Draymond Green out there going 2 for 10. You know, jacking up threes and trying to. I don't know, draw a foul against Timothy Mozgov when he just pretty much just got swatted down.
Yeah,
like
you give up a little bit. You give up a little bit of size, Draymond. If you see this video, please stop trying to put Timothy Mozgov on a poster because it's not going to happen.
No, not at all. But so like I said, it'll be an interesting series going forward. I'm still holding true to my prediction that the Warriors will come out and win this in 7. Mind you, even though this is technically a different team, they were down 2-1 to the Grizzlies, and then they came back and won 4-2. So maybe it'll happen the same in this. Maybe it won't. We'll see whenever they play again. Do you have any closing statements before we get out of here?
Yes, I just want to let Steve Kerr know, if you do see this, I am available for Game 4 because Harrison Barnes is not looking too good. So, hey, I'm willing and able. If you want to try me out tomorrow morning, I can be on the first thing smoking to Cleveland.
Yeah, like I said, don't let the video fool you. The man's actually like 6'2", 6'3", so he's very tall. He's taller than playing the NBA, and he's of African American descent, so that means he's automatically naturally talented and athletic. So go ahead and give us a call, Steve Siv, or hit us up on Twitter, email. All that stuff will be in the description below. But we want to thank you guys for watching. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you haven't already, go check out our Game 1 and Game 2 recaps of the finals. We'll be doing all the games of the finals. And also, before we get out of here, I'm not what you would call a LeBron hater. I respect LeBron a lot. He's not my favorite player. I just hope that the Cavs don't win, because if they do, then that means that Brandon Haywood would get another ring. And if that happens, that'll be a dark, dark day in the world. And for all you Mavs fans that know who Brandon Haywood is, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.